going to capitalize because we have a market that's 5 times bigger than fantasy sports, but we're also going to take all the positives of fantasy, eliminate the negatives of fantasy, and create a game in the mobile space. It's going to be incredibly fun to play. Now, to give you an tech game like, let me jump a lot. People continue to say, well, like in fantasy, most of the time you have a draft, you have a budget, you're going to pick your team. Here's their salary caps, and you're picking a team of say 5, 6, 7 players, depending on your sport, sometimes 9. Right? You're picking your players, and you're watching the performance of those players, and the performance of those players gives you points and increases your ranking. So you do all of that before the game ever starts. That is not who we are. So set that aside. We do not have drafts. We do not have salary caps. We do not pick players from other teams. We frankly don't pick players at all, unless the certain question depends on it. So we are going to play a game. We're going to pretend the NBA Finals has not concluded, and we're going to play the last game of the Cavs versus the Warriors, Game 7 of the NBA. And I invite you to play, and you accept my invitation, you're part of my game, and you've got a countdown clock telling you that there are 2 hours and 7 minutes before the game begins, and you have 2 hours and 2 minutes to complete your pregame. So you go into pregame, and you are going to be asked a series of questions. Those questions are going to change depending on what you told us about yourself as a player. Are you a rookie? Are you a semi-pro? Are you a legend-style player? How well do you know these two teams? How well do you know the sport? So we're going to come in there, I make my selection, and now I'm going to be asked a few questions, like who's going to be ahead at the end of the first quarter, at the end of the second quarter, at the end of the third quarter, who's going to win the game? And we ask some other questions, like which team will have the most 3-point baskets on the night? Which team will have the most fouls on the night? Which team will have the most free throws on the night? What will the free throw percentage be for each team? You will get increased, more specific questions the higher the level you say your level of play is. Does that make sense? So you're going to answer a few of these questions that are game-wide type of questions, and then the game begins. And as the game is going, we're watching the game, and all of a sudden, Steph Curry goes up for a 3-point shot. He's fouled on the play. Timeout is called, and your phone goes blink, and you look down and it says you have 15 seconds, live play action call. Steph Curry's going to the line to shoot 3. Will he make 3, 2, 1, or 0? You got 15 seconds to pick, so you put your pick in. What's going to happen after you've made that pick? You're going to be very focused on what's happening in that game right then. Do you know how focused most people are in the first quarter of an NBA basketball game when someone's shooting free throws? That is when you go get a beverage, normally, right? But it refocuses you in the game. It means something to you now. There's something on the line, okay? Now, all of a sudden, the ball goes out of bounds. Cavs possession, they call timeout. And you look down, it says it's Cavs possession. Will they score on this possession, yes or no? If you say yes, then it's going to ask you another question. 3, 2, 1. How many points will they score on this possession? 4? 4, 3, 2, or 1? So you put in how many points you think they're going to score. Yes, they're going to score this many points. If you said no, right, then you're sitting out on that. But you're asked these questions and you're interacting live, and what's happening is as you're scoring these points, you're seeing yourself go above. So you and I were playing. I got the first one right. You didn't. I jumped up on you on the leaderboard. Now you say the Cavs are scoring on this possession. I say they're scoring 2, but you say they're scoring 4. It's going to be a 3-point shot with a foul and a bucket. I say 2 points. It ends up being 4. Major crazy points. He jumps above me in the leaderboard. He throws down on me because that's the kind of relationship we have. So he's going to toss out a nice little bro emoji at me, which we have in our app. And there's some pre-written little jeers and jabs, right? And now I'm all about the next question because I got to get it right. Why? Because I want to be back on top. Now, why do you care if you win? We get that question a lot too. Why do people care? Why would they want to acquire points? Well, let me just tell you. What do you get in Clash of Clans after you've spent $200 on your in-app purchase of weapons to win the war? What do you get? You get pride. You're the winner. You conquered the territory. Congratulations. Thank you. That's what you get. Okay? Never underestimate the value of people's competitive nature. Okay, so number one, that's what people are going to get. They're going to get pride, and we are going to capitalize on that because we are going to reward it all day long. We are going to be recognizing people who have high points on a game, high points of the week, high points of the month, all city, all state, all region, all country. You could be ranked nationwide. You could be ranked globally. Okay? You are going to get rewarded for those types of things. But we're also going to reward people by team. Let's say you come in and say you are a Cavs fan. Well, we through there and all of a sudden we say we're only going to look at the scores of people who claimed to be a Cavs fan during that game, and we're going to rank the top 10 Cavs fan, and we're going to let the Cavs know who their top 10 fans are, and the Cavs might send you to a game or give you a signed basketball or a signed jersey. Okay? Now let me ask you, if you were playing, unless it's the start of the NFL season and one of the NFL teams comes out and says, if you're our top fan, by the end of the season, in terms of points acquired in only our games, we're going to get you tickets to a postseason game. How hard are you going to work to win? And what happens when you get points not just for playing the game, but you get points when your game gets bigger, meaning the more people that come to your game, the bigger the point opportunity. Or you get points when you share the game, and you get points when people play the game that haven't played with you before. What are you going to do? You're going to promote the game. You're going to invite people to play with you. You're going to play every single game that happens that season because you want to win. Okay? That is what the game does, is it perpetuates itself. Okay? There's also loyalty points. There's also personal achievement points where people hit things and they receive recognition, rewards, and benefits for those things as well. And that can rank anywhere from a T-shirt to a travel certificate that takes you to the Caribbean islands. Okay? These are some of the additional perks and benefits that people are going to get from playing the game. And don't underestimate that people are going to play for recognition and competitiveness too. Okay?